Sillinger tonight, he obviously got that opportunity in scrimmages to play with Liney and Voracek. Looks like he's out there again. He got that first game. Seems like he got the jitters out and that kind of thing. How much are you looking forward to just kind of seeing him in that game setting tonight, with those two guys and see how he handles it?
Yeah, I think now he's got one under his belt. You forget that he's 18. You forget that there's the first time you put the jersey on in an NHL building and what comes with that as far as the nerves, and there's excitement. There's all these things, right? And now he gets to do it at home. So that's a whole different set of nerves and excitement. He's with two veteran guys, and Jake especially, and I'm excited to watch him play. He got better. I think the whole group, they got better as the game went on. So it'll be good. I'll see what he does.
Yeah, I was talking to Jake over here, and they asked him kind of what he likes about him, and he basically said, you see a lot of these young guys who can really skate and really shoot, and they're super talented. He goes, but this, he basically said he has good hockey sense. It feels like are you seeing kind of some of that hockey sense as well coming out in him the longer he's here at camp?
Yeah, in the short term that I've seen him here, he's got a lot of just tremendous pro habits, and I saw in Traverse, and the only game that I watched him was communicates well. He was changing on time. Instead of extending shifts, he was a real good job protecting pucks, like using his body. He always wants the puck, and I love that about him. Even when he's tired, a lot of guys hide. When they get tired, they hide their stick, they hide their bodies, they kind of conveniently aren't around. He's always supporting the puck, so those are things that you spend years trying to teach guys, and he seems to have those qualities already. But he's still young. I mean, he's got a lot to show here, and going to game 2, we'll just keep evaluating.
I don't know if you saw what Corpy. We talked to Corpy yesterday about the whole situation, and he basically said he doesn't give a bleep about Elvis's contract and all that stuff. He's just coming in here and doing his thing. Do you like hearing that out of a guy? I mean, he's obviously fired up to prove himself this year.
Yeah, I'm not coaching the money. I mean, I'm happy for Elvis. I think it's great. I think he's earned it. Corpy's a tremendous goalie. I got 2 really good goalies. So, my job as the head coach is to try and win hockey games. If Corpy's playing excellent and the other guy's not, that's what's going to happen. And Elvis knows that. It's not it's not just because you have the contract you get to play. We're very fortunate to have 2 real good goalies. And, Corpy's he's a heck of a goalie, and I expect him to be a total pro and come on, and it's a big year for him. So it's that internal competition we've been talking about for a long time here and during camp, and it's exciting to see, and it pushes a lot of guys.
Hey, speaking of that, Lars, Tarasov will play tonight. Are you excited to see him in this kind of a setting and just kind of know what you have down the line a little bit with him?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have some nerves too. It's coming to these games. Again, you understand they're young guys, and he's a big guy. He takes up a lot of net. He moves really well. So there's a lot of guys you're kind of anticipating, excited to watch here tonight and see how they handle it. But he's certainly a guy we have our eye on just to see what he looks like.
We talked about Sillinger on that first line. What about the guys playing on each side of him, Patrick Laine and Jacob Voracek? Obviously, this will be the first time that they're paired up in a real game situation. Are you eager to see what chemistry they may have?
Yeah. I think you can practice and have small games and create competition in practice, but there's nothing like playing against another team. So to see how they work together, and I've talked about this before, like what chemistry looks like in a game. Maybe it's great. Maybe it stinks. I don't know. We're going to find out here, and you don't over-assess here in Game 3 of the preseason. I know that for a fact, but you want to build off some things, and you want to see some guys work together and see what it looks like.
What about the defensive pairings? We saw Adam Boquist play without Zach Werenski the other night. Are you looking at him a little bit differently tonight playing with Zach Werenski, or seeing what he does playing with Zach?
Well, I've shared this. There's going to be a lot of moving parts. There's guys battling for spots, and now that when we start whittling down here tonight after the game, we're going to make some moves and cut it down, and we got lots of guys trying to get into the top 6 here for games. So you're going to see some mix and match. You're going to see some guys that are left D playing right D probably at some situations. So I'll say it again, opportunity. There's lots of it, and you're going to have to continue to push and compete every night. And if not, there's someone kind of waiting to jump in your spot. So it's a good problem to have, and we're going to just keep evaluating as we go here.
meant to ask this yesterday. Lettinen left early, right? Monday. Is he? What do you have any kind of?
Yeah, lower body issue, and we'll just keep. I haven't talked to Voter yet here. We'll see where he's at today.
Okay. I was going to ask also. I mean, you've been here for I don't know when Pascal got here, but how's that whole thing going? I know that you get to know each other, obviously, in the interview process. How's it going, just as a staff and everything?
Great.
Mac too.
Yeah, really good. I mean, obviously there's a few hiccups there, and we settled in. Pascal's been here for a while, so him and I have gotten to interact a lot, and it's like chemistry with the staff too. It's no different than players and how it's going to kind of unfold. And we have job description down and what, but that interaction. Last time was the first time on the bench and getting that feel. So he's a smart guy. He's sharp. He's good. He's very organized. And I said this when I hired him. The first conversation I had with him in 15, 20 minutes, I knew he was the guy. I had a real good feeling about him. There was just a good back and forth. I like his demeanor. He's different than me. I don't need me, I have me, so I needed somebody different, but he's really sharp on so many areas. He's coached a long time.
Yeah.
You know, he's coached a long time, so he, when he's convicted in something, he says it. So it's been good, and Mac's done a heck of a job. He's kind of coming in here under the gun, you know, in the short term, and he's put a lot of work in just trying to get things organized, and we're all getting together here. And, you know, I got Craig Hartsburg, too, around also. He's a guy that I'm going to be leaning on all year, and he'll be in and out. He's part of our staff. He's not going to be here full-time, but an experienced guy who I have a very good relationship with. Was excited to get him on board, and I'll be leaning on him a lot this year also.
So a specialty for him that he's going to be focusing on?
Yeah, I don't know. You can ask him whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's part of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
He's just not going to be here full-time, so you can put a big, long title in front of that if you want, whatever you want to do.
His length name's long enough.
That's it.
Who's manning the iPad now? Is it Pascal?
Yeah, Pascal and Mac, they'll look at it, but
Okay.
they'll be the ones on it.
Did you miss it?
Nope. I
heard
actually
you're really
don't.
good with it, though.
No, you get good at it, but you know what? You know what I find is you stare at that silly thing too much. You really do, and it's nice not to have to worry about it. Just watch the game,
Yeah.
and there's some value to it, but I just you almost can get consumed by it too much.
How does your job change, like, from what it was last year? Is it just specific? I mean, that was one thing right there, not doing the...
Well, the iPad's not my biggest concern when you
Right.
become the head coach. I
Right.
can tell you that right now.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably down here on that. Yeah.
I mean, is this just rolling? I mean, it's just like, what are you noticing as the biggest changes from what you were doing before?
Well, like anything in a leadership position, you're in charge of all of it,
Sure.
and your name's on it. And I really I'm going to empower my staff and trust my staff. I hired great people. You're making all the decisions, or I should say, you're delivering all the decision making. But I will take input. I think we did that with Torts. That's how it was, and it's going to be a collaborative kind of decision making process and evaluation process. So, but yeah, I mean you're still coaching, but it's completely different because now you're at the top of it, and unfortunately you're making some of these tough, like tonight we got to make some cuts, so you got to deal with that, and that's not the fun part. You don't take any pride in ripping hearts out, but that's part of it. We got to get down to our number here sooner than later, and so it's just a lot of organizing, a lot of small details you got to make sure that you're on top of, and yeah.